Surfing is an absolute blast, but like everything else in life, it comes with its share of headaches. Here's my list of 10 things that drive surfers mad. I'm Brad Jacobson, and I run around chasing waves, the people who ride them, and tell stories about these adventures. There's no way I can put these in order from worst to least frustrating, so I'm just gonna randomly start with this. Having to go to work or school when it's pumping. Ask any surfer and they'll tell you that not only will this drive them crazy, but it will also feel like the longest work or school day ever. The clock doesn't move and you don't dare look at surf cams or social media because that will only pour salt on your wound. And then to make matters worse, Larry over there in accounting, who you know surfs, magically caught a cold overnight and is apparently out sick. All right, on to number 2, crowds. Pulling up to your local spot only to see surfers shoulder to shoulder in the lineup will ruin your session before it begins. Yeah, you can always go to a different break, but we all know what happens when you start driving around looking for something better. You never find better. And you had your mind set on surfing your normal spot, which now resembles Disneyland. So you paddle out with steam coming out of your ears and hope by some miracle you can get a wave all to yourself. Another thing that will have surfers bent out of shape is when they catch a wave they thought was going to be good, and it just simply closes out. Then they go to paddle back out and notice the very next wave is perfect and empty. Watching that wave just peel along in front of you will leave you wondering what if. Those what ifs alone will keep them up all night long. It's even better when the next wave they catch closes out. Yeah, I've got a weird sense of humor and that stuff makes me laugh. But to be honest, this happens to everyone, and if it hasn't happened to you yet, don't worry, it will. The next one is a no-brainer and has caused more arguments in the water than anything else. Getting dropped in on. Surfers will sometimes wait for over an hour to catch the wave they want, only to have another surfer blatantly drop in on them. It's annoying, dangerous, and careless. For those of you who don't surf, just imagine driving down the road going like 50 miles an hour and someone pulls in front of you. Yeah, it's that kind of road rage anger that these surfers feel. That kind of anger escalates from 0 to 100 in the blink of an eye and can result in anything from just an evil glare all the way to flying fist. Here's one you'll hear surfers complain about a lot: bad surf forecast. Surfers rely heavily on these forecasts and will literally schedule their calendars in accordance to when the swell is forecasted to arrive. They'll move meetings, reschedule appointments, and even push back vacations for the right forecast. Surfers for these days leading up to that forecasted swell spend hours per day reminiscing about that last good swell and all the good waves they're going to get during this new swell. With butterflies in their stomach, they'll arrive at the beach super early, filled with anticipation, only to find the swell just didn't arrive. Yeah, there's a few different reasons why a swell doesn't show, but they don't want to hear about that now. For now, they just want to hang their heads in disappointment and anger, followed by questioning why they even surf, which inevitably leads them to posting a social media rant about how bad the forecasters are. Hey, don't forget that hashtag. The next one will put shivers up a surfer's spine. You finally find a nice spot in the water with no one around. You're catching fun waves and enjoying your alone time. Then you spot them walking up the beach. Team Wave Storm. You hear yourself say out loud, "There's no way they're gonna paddle out right here." But they can't hear you because they're too busy filming a pre-surf TikTok. Now you're no longer concerned with catching any waves, but rather trying to channel your inner Obi-Wan mind manipulations. These are not the waves you want. That doesn't work. Within minutes, what was your Serenity Garden has transformed into a splashing free-for-all filled with blue foam. Flashbacks to that time you took your little sister and all of her preteen friends to the Justin Bieber concert fill your head. You can't shake them. You try to paddle away from them, but they accepted you as their leader and are now following you. You just want it all to end, so you catch the next wave straight to the beach and leave. You have no one to blame other than yourself for this next one: getting clipped when coming out of a good barrel. This emotional roller coaster starts out with the highest of highs for a surfer. You're in the barrel, surrounded by water, and you see an exit. You've waited a long time for this moment, and now it's here. Then boom, you're immediately brought back to reality. In a split second, find yourself no longer on your board. You're now going through the rinse cycle. Waves are very good about keeping you humble. While this next one is a great workout, it will also cause a surfer to rip their hair out in frustration. Pumping a wave to score that inside reform can have great rewards. But then there's those times where you do everything humanly possible to make that inside section, but it never reforms, and you're left standing there with nothing to show for your hard work except burning legs. Oh yeah. More than likely, a 10-wave set will be waiting to greet you on the head as you paddle back out. Surfing is so fun. You normally will not know about this next one until your friends paddle out and tells you, or someone like myself is filming on the beach and shows it to you later. For one reason or another, you back off of dropping into a wave. Not any old wave, but a solid gem. And it's really. The anger a surfer feels when this happens is way different than the rest of this list because it doesn't hit all at once. When you first hear that you missed what could possibly be the wave of the day, yeah, you kind of laugh it off. It doesn't end there, especially when there's video proof. The anger will only build as reality sets in that you may have just let the wave of your life pass you by. For the next week or so, you'll find yourself taking off on any wave that comes your way for fear of missing out. The last one on my list is when a wave lies. And no one likes being lied to, especially when their hopes are up. But that's exactly what happens to surfers. There you are, paddling for a wave that looks to be perfect. You line up the section and your heart's in your throat because you truly believe you're on the wave of the day. For that moment, time stops and you're exactly where you want to be. Everything else in your life is gone and you're truly living in the moment. Then your dream wave comes crashing down, leaving you with the reality that you're never fully in control while playing with Mother Nature. Yeah, she showed you a gem, lied, and then closed it out on you. So what do you think? Can you relate to some of these? There's a ton more, and I'll produce another episode with more soon. Let me know what you'd like to see me add to the next list in the comments below. Hey, thanks for watching. I'm Brad Jacobson, and I'll see you on the beach.